Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
The following portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by AIM Acupuncture Integrative Medicine. Well, thanks for joining us today on Living Local Carolina. I'm back at AIM Acupuncture, and I'm joined by Deborah Kelly. Thanks for chatting with me today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Okay, Deborah, I want you to tell everybody, you have quite a story here of why you ended up at AIM.
Okay, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, so I had to have chemotherapy, and in the process of having chemotherapy for 5 months, I developed neuropathy in my hands. And what happened is I couldn't grab things, I couldn't hold pencils or pens, I have the sandpaper feeling. So when I joined the crew here for the treatment, within a couple of months I was getting my strength back. I was able to start baking and cooking again, which I wasn't able to do before because I was afraid I was going to drop things and break them. So right now, 5 months into it, and I have my strength back. I can hold a pen and I can write. And I still have some sandpaper feeling, but they said over time that's going to disperse. So I'm a very happy patient.
I think it's the little things that a lot of us take for granted that we don't think about. That sort of thing could affect our daily life and the things you love to do.
Yeah, and I didn't know that chemotherapy could cause that. So when I did the research and saw different studies done where acupuncture was very beneficial, I said, I've got to do it.
Well, I was going to ask if you had ever tried acupuncture before.
No, this was my first go-ahead.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm very pleased.
Well, what was the experience like whenever you first tried acupuncture for someone who's never tried it before?
You know, you hear stories about the needles hurting this and that, and I had no discomfort whatsoever. They told me exactly what they were going to do, how they were going to do it, and it was very thorough and very relaxing. It was a 25-minute therapy, and then I was released to go home, and I was fine.
All right. Well, tell me a little bit more about these different sessions. What does that look like?
The sessions are is they set you up with the needles in the different parts of your arms and hands, and then they have these little machines that they wire it to the little needles that are inserted, and then they set it for different degrees, I guess. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I didn't ask them. I just noticed there's a big difference from 1 week to the next. And then they say, okay, we'll be back in 25 minutes, and then they come back and they take everything out, and I'm good to go.
Wow.
Yes, so I'm very pleased.
I love it. And it's amazing to see that you've had these results in just a couple of months.
Yes, they were quite shocked too that I was progressing. I mean, I do have days where and the doctor explained you're going to have highs and lows, and there's days where it's not as good as it was the day before, but overall, over a week's period, I can feel a big difference.
Well, I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
And I want you to tell me also, you said you got back to baking.
Yes, I always loved baking and that, so now I'm doing my cookies again, I'm doing my cakes. I'm also trying to do more salads, and I'm just trying to get back into the groove, because with being under chemo for all those months, I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So, and then not being able to lift bowls and pans. I had all the pans in different areas on my counter so I could grab them easier. So now I can start putting them away because I can grab them. So yeah, my kitchen's starting to get a little bit more organized again.
It's the ripple effect.
Yes.
You know, this one little thing can really make a huge impact on your life.
Yes, it did. It really did. But I'm glad I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
I love it. Okay, if somebody's watching right now and they've never tried acupuncture, they're experiencing pain, whether it's neuropathy, what would you say to them?
You got to give it a try. If you can come here and give it a try, it's well worth it. It works for some and it doesn't work for others, but I think the odds are worth giving it a shot.
Love it. The following portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by AIM Acupuncture Integrative Medicine.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
The following portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by Jeff Johnson Law. Well, guys, welcome back to Living Local Carolina. I am joined once again by Jeff Johnson, a personal injury attorney. Lawyer?
Both
What
are
do
the
you?
same.
I was going to say, what do you like to go by?
Either one, but most people, they'll call me attorney. You know, they call me Attorney Johnson or whatever, and that seems what sticks, I guess.
I love it. Okay, so we're talking about
As long as you
personal.
call me, that's all I care about.
That is important, and we'll get to that in just a minute, how they can get in touch with you. But personal injury, this is one of those things that you're dealing with all the time.
Yes, on a daily basis. That is my practice.
What do people need to know if they have been injured?
If they've been injured and it seems like it's something that's not going to go away, and they've incurred medical bills, and they've got some limitations to their body, such as they got a back injury and they can't do the things they used to be able to do, then give me a call, because most people, they get injured one time in their life, whether it be at work or it be in a car wreck, and they just don't know how the laws work. And that's what my job is, you know, to, when they come in, to take care of them, let them know what the law is and what to expect. And I've handled a bunch of cases when it comes to serious personal injury, people who've been on the beach and gotten hurt. One got run over by a truck years ago. I enjoy helping people, so if they have those needs, give me a call.
And obviously you will walk them through every step of the process, but for somebody who this is a little bit daunting, how long do they have to file something?
And whenever it comes to personal injury, you know, the rule of thumb is 3 years. Now, there's exceptions to most things in law, but you have 3 years from the date that the accident occurred.
Okay.
But of course, if it deals with a government agency or quasi-government agency affiliated with the government, you have 2 years.
Okay, gotcha. Well, you'll walk people all through that whole process if they need to. How can they get in contact with you?
Give me a call, 843-488-5333, or you can go to my website, jeffjohnsonlawfirm.com.
This portion of Living Local Carolina was sponsored by Jeff Johnson Law. I am so excited to be in the kitchen today with David Peterson from Peterson's world famous hot dogs and sausage dogs.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
All
Glad
right.
to be here.
I'm so excited that you're here. You've got a nicely dressed hot dog here.
Thank you so
And then we
much.
have one that does not have all the fixins quite yet. But while you're fixing this up, why don't you tell me a little bit about why you started this business and how you got to where you are today?
Well, the reason why I started this business because my grandmother, she actually ran a hot dog stand in New York City.
Really?
Yes, and she had people line up all around the block. So I decided, why not start a hot dog stand in South Carolina?
Yeah.
So when I graduated school, my parents, they invested into a hot dog cart, and you know, I got all the licensing, the permits, and everything that you have to do when you start a food business, and it was all up from there. And then I just kept going with it.
All right, so how often are you at your hot dog cart and where can people find it?
Well, we there for at least about 6 days a week. We pretty much take Sundays off, but we set up Sundays sometime. But they can find us on Irby Street, right at by the Planet Fitness, and the tobacco market is where we set up at, right on the grass platform. That's where we set up at. So you can find us there 6 days a week.
All right, well, why don't you go ahead and tell me
Alrighty.
what you're going to be putting on here.
All right, first we're gonna put some of this world famous hot dog chili. And this is the best chili that you'll ever taste ever in your life. So we're gonna start out with that. We're gonna put the chili on that hot dog. You gotta put the bedding on it. This is the bedding for the hot dog.
What do you say to people that just want a plain hot dog?
Just want a plain hot dog? I say you just want a plain hot dog. You don't want something that's good
Yeah,
on world
that's
famous
what
chili?
I'm thinking.
Come on now.
You got to dress it up.
Then you're gonna put this ketchup. Got to have
Love
that ketchup.
it.
Got to have
Ketchup,
it.
mustard.
Then you're gonna put mustard. Some people just like a line. Let's do a little line of mustard.
Yeah.
All right. Then you got to have them onions. Sometimes when I ask people, they say, "Do you want an onion?" They're like, "Yeah, I want some onion." I'm like, "Okay, relax, calm down, calm down. We're gonna put some onions on there for you."
Perfect.
So you got to have onions. Got to put the onions on,
Beautiful.
and that's how you make a perfect hot dog.
As simple as that.
Simple as that. Simple as that. and
All
it tastes
right.
delicious. The flavor is out of this world.
I love it.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Well, we're just having some fun today at RKM Training. How you doing?
I'm great.
I'm so excited.
Are you? You said fun.
I am apprehensive, to be honest, but I am excited. You have a lot to teach me.
Yes, it's normal to be nervous when we start talking about violence or someone hitting you or something like that. But what we try to do is make it digestible and a little bit fun, so it's not quite so intimidating.
All right, so let's start at the beginning. You have different courses that you offer here that people can take to help them learn how to fight better?
Yeah, we have self-defense courses for just the regular person who's concerned about violence in the street or something like that. We teach mixed martial arts. We have professional athletes, amateur athletes, and we teach some people who just want to learn just for personal development.
All right, so week one, I show up here to take a class about self-defense. What does that look like?
So the first thing I would ask you is like, what's the thing you're worried about happening the most? Like when you envision, and I hate to like drudge that up and you don't have to go super deep into it, but when you think about a person hurting you, how do they do it?
Probably the head. Like punching me in the face.
Punching you in the head. Perfect. I can teach you exactly what you're supposed to do if someone tries to punch you in the head. So you want to get punched in the face?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So the stance, you drop your right foot back. You're right-handed? Mm-hmm. Drop your right foot back. Hands go up and out. And you are, we'll put about 100-degree bend in your arms like this, right here like this. So you are in a bit of a fighting stance without looking like you're trying to fight someone. So if people are looking, it clearly looks like this is a bad guy. This is a person who doesn't want to fight. Ah. Yeah. And so when he throws that punch, you're gonna tuck that thing. Don't turn away. Point that elbow at him like a bazooka, and slick your hair back and grab the back of your head. And we gotta eliminate all this space. So you.
But I don't
bingo.
move my head.
Right? Yeah, you don't move. That's our instinct. We want to move away, but we need this block. Boom. Don't see.
So don't turn.
And it's normal and natural. That's our instinct.
It feels like I'm supposed to. You're just supposed to.
Exactly. So we have to practice. You just boom, point that elbow out and keep your head right there.
Oh, he got the
scrunch,
he
scrunch,
got the face.
Scrunch
he
it
got
up.
the face.
I know you're facing up to camera, which is good, but we got to cover that thing up because there's a punch coming. Better, 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 better. And now the last one, we'll do one more. Make sure that wrist and shoulder scrunch together so there's no space.
Okay.
And tuck your chin down. Boom, that's awesome. That's perfect.
Okay.
That's the first step to blocking a punch, but we can't stand there forever. We'll let Natalia demonstrate what we eventually have to do once you've built your composure and you're not scared of the punches anymore. Big punch comes in and Natalia's gonna crash so that she can now start throwing knees or elbows or something, moving him and unbalancing him and stuff like that. Just do a couple reps of that. Show them you can kind of move around and freestyle a little bit. She sees that punch wind up coming, she goes forward, which again is counterintuitive. That's not our instinct to go forward. She can throw knees, you can throw some elbows in there too. Boom, elbows, big knees, and then she gets rid of him. And that's basically the basic way to deal with a big punch.
All right, so what got you to here? I think that our viewers might want to know that.
Well, I wasn't always as big as I am now. I used to be a small guy, and I got picked on. You know, you get picked on in school, you got beat up in school. My mom was tired of me getting beat up, signed me up for karate. She didn't know what she was signing me up for, and that was 30 years ago. Yeah. And I've been doing martial arts ever since.
All right, so this is sort of like your lifeblood.
Oh, absolutely.
And you get to teach it to other people now.
Yes, absolutely.
Love that.
Yeah, there you go. Kick him again. Boom, there you go. One more time, hard as you can.
That was not as hard as I could.
That was ugly.
That was not as hard as I could.
Pick it up, chamber, and stomp him. There you go.
All right, so how can people get in contact with you guys, find out where all your classes are, when they are?
RKMtraining.com. You go to RKMtraining.com, it has the schedule, has a form you can fill out to get in touch with us so we can find out more about you, to find out what your goals are. We also do personal training, one-on-one, private training for fitness, martial arts, or self-defense.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.